Hey, hello. Welcome to the final closing masterclass after 1 week of free trainings, like lots of trainings and workbooks. Is the masterclass where we connect the dots of all the days before. And it is about making your unique roadmap to authentic leadership in your business. And for the people who don't know me or know me a bit, for all those people, I'm sorry that I did not share that before, but my name is Leontine Boxem, founder of the Real Leader Revolution, and I'm a certified award-winning coach and author. I help women entrepreneurs to grow into their authentic leadership so they become an attractive magnet and start having real impact in their lives. And one of the ways is doing that free training series of last week and this masterclass, and there will be more, of course. So the quote of today is from Oprah Winfrey, and I love this one. This is for all the people who sometimes ask, like, why do you need to look for your purpose and why do you need to dig so deep? And then I find this really great. There is no greater gift you can give or receive than to honor your calling. It's why we were born and how you become most truly alive. So this is about honoring your calling, and the reason we are here actually to become fully alive, truly alive. I find that really beautiful. So, oh, that is a funny one, right? I did not finish that in this masterclass, but I know, of course, because I prepared it. I share with you what I wish for you. I will share parts of my story, which will help you to understand how this way goes. Like, we are talking about how we can come from like overwhelm and not knowing and unclarity and uncertainty maybe, to really fully tap in your true being, fully being yourself in your life and in your business, unblocking yourself, and find that path on which you feel really at home and you are so at ease and you're with an open heart in the world and people find you really attractive, and then the business will happen for you. So I share bits of my story because this is helpful as an example, and also because why on earth am I talking right now in this moment to you about this is because I learned stuff about that, of course. And I will share like how that came to me and what it meant and how I used it in my life and in my business to come to the point where I am right now. Well, the third thing I want to write there is like, we are doing an exercise in the middle, or it's not exactly in the middle, but somewhere we will do an exercise. Like, you will do an exercise. I have that prepared. I think it's really awesome to have, it's like this one. I don't know if you have already printed it or just seen it or not. I will give a link to you when we are at that moment. And I think I will give you like 15 minutes there in between to read it, to look to your sheets from the last week, to fill it in. And then, if you have done that, and maybe you first do it quickly and next week you do it again, like that it looks pretty, and you can really hang it on your wall or put it in your agenda or put it on the fridge or in the toilet. I don't know. I don't know where you can put it, everywhere. But that really will remind you of all the stuff we did, because we went through a lot, actually. It was like a pressure cook. And I think good stuff came up, and this will help you, from today on. So we will do that. And at the end, of course, I will share about my program, because this is all about becoming that real leader. It is the Real Leader Accelerator Program. And this is not a surprise, because I shared about that before. Of course, like, if you feel this is really for me, it resonates with me, and I like how you do things, and I feel the time is now, or I think it's the time now, then we can have a call, and you can take a look at the website, and I will share a bit about it. So this is no secret. You don't have to buy it. You don't have to join, but it's an option. And I think for people who really resonate with this and they feel like, yes, this is what I need right now, then you are most welcome. And I just want to share for now, like if you need to go earlier, or you don't have so much to wait till the end, like if you feel like you want to do that, maybe, or yes, for the first 3 who join, I have a really great bonus, an extra bonus. So just that you know, then you need to watch it all. Okay, then like I said, I want to share what I wish for you, and that is all based on that all that came through in this week. This is like, I wish you inner freedom, live on your own terms. I wish you being a magnet, no pushing, no overwhelm. I wish you bring real leadership into your business. I wish you being your true self in life and work. I wish you to feel true fulfillment, to feel really that it's really fulfilling what you do, and that also your calling is really honored, the calling that Oprah called about. Also, I wish you being surrounded by like-minded and uplifting people, and I would love for you to that you can follow your own unique path. Whatever you're doing, wherever you are, whenever, that you know this path and that you can follow it. And I know that this could be yours. And you might say, why do you know that I can have that? But I can say this because I have been in your shoes. Yes. So now this is me with the children on Ibiza in the summer. I'm a healthy, happy, successful single mom of 3, living my dream life on Ibiza. I'm the breadwinner. That changed, running my business part-time, actually, making an impact with my story and with my work. I attract amazing people and opportunities by being just my true self and share about how to do that. It's actually pretty simple, right? And now I talked about that before, like, and now I embody the real leader in myself. Like, I want to show you how you become that leader, but first I of course need to embody that, and that has not always been like this, but now I really truly feel that I embody that, and so I can teach others to experience the same. And as you guess, this has taken a whole journey to come to this place. So this is me, looking like my youngest boy, actually. He looks like me, the same. So let me change that. A little bit about like how it started. I always felt feeling a bit different. I was always looking like, where's my own path? How do I fit in? Because I did not feel like I was so alike as the others around me. I always knew that I was meant to do meaningful stuff. That's actually pretty, I don't know, that it was really strong inside me. I saw what wasn't said. Oh, that is really strange, yeah. I had a wrong word here. It needs to be like, I heard what wasn't said but was needed, and talked about it out loud, and that was really not appreciated. So that means when people talked, I always heard what there actually was needed to say. Like, for example, they say like la 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 about the weather, and then I heard all the stuff that they didn't say, but that was really important. And the thing is, you hearing that is one thing, but as a little child, saying that to like grown-ups, that was really not appreciated. I think that was a really I had many blocks later on in my life, because in younger years that was really not appreciated. So as a child, of course, you adapt and you try to fit in. So I tried not to do that, but it was really in my bones and in my cells to do that. I loved learning. finished my study and I was asked to become a teacher, actually 3 times. So that also is some part of my story. Oh. Also, like, what also happened is, sorry, it goes not good. It's like this. Yeah. So also what happens is also kind of like we were talking about what is your true story and like how can you really own your life story. This is also like repeating stuff. Like I work somewhere, I do my best, I am actually really doing well, but I can't burn out or sick because I can't act on the level where the problem is. So it does not matter if that was like organizational work, where I was a teacher, a trainer, like a consultant. People put me on in a place where I knew here's not the problem, and I was not allowed to act where the problem really was. So that really burned me out, out. And I, this is also something like repeating. I looked for love in all the wrong places, and I had to deal with the results of that many times because, of course, that does not end up well most of the times. Then I met Jeroen. He was like the first good guy. And he became my husband. It was like 2007. We moved to a countryside in the north of Holland. And we bought an old farm and we totally rebuilt it. And actually, we started our life together and we built our family. So this is when we got married. That was like really, really beautiful weekend. And then in the right, you see like we bought this old farm and it was just a beautiful time, you know, not too much worries and really starting a life on our own. Then the first one came like right in the middle in the freezing cold, like minus 11 degree in the winter, having not a home because we were rebuilding it. Noah came, and then after that, like more or less 2 years, the other two came and they needed to be in one belly. So that was a really, 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 that was really heavy. And honestly, I always say like a woman is not made to carry two. That was ridiculous actually. But these two lovely boys came out of it. So that was really worth it. And look, this is like the land where we lived. You see the farm in the middle. It was really good. And we built it so beautiful. And that was our countryside. And I mowed like on the machine. And I like to do list patterns. And we even had there like a table with client guests in the middle. Yeah, and we built it like with a training center. We went like, we fully went for it. And it was, yeah, it looked like really great actually. I had multiple businesses, but listen, that actually means, that sounds maybe a bit tough, but actually that means I was searching for my identity. That is really important to share. I organized a summer event for feminine leaders. Well, everything looked amazing. The details were really, we thought about everything. Like the details were perfect, but there was not so much. I need to change this. Yeah, there was not so much alive. Like not that much work with actual clients, and if they were there, mostly it felt also a bit off, like I'm doing my stuff but it's really not. I like always felt it's not really it. Something is missing. I felt I was not completely on my path, so I was somewhere in the direction, but it did not feel good. And for example, this event for the feminine leadership, it was a big one, and like all the guests were really excited. And still, if I speak to them, they say like, "Wow, that was really impressive and everything." And I remember, being really sad in the evening and disappointed. So there was something that was always off. no matter how pretty it looked and no matter how impressive it looked and everything, but inside of me something was off. And that is important, right? Because you don't want to have that. So I moved on another business. I started Perfect Onvolmaakt in Dutch, like perfectly imperfect. And that was a really great message that really suited where I was there. And I really found something in there. So that was all about female empowerment through vulnerability. I find that word so difficult. And that felt actually really like this is the good direction. I loved working with women. I had envisioned like women groups. I noticed people liked that, the perfectly imperfect stuff. So I was almost ready to really go out in the world with that. Yeah, I was really going to conquer the world. Actually, it really felt like that. Like, oh, my time has come. Oh, finally, it's my time now. But then this happened. So this is, of course, leukemia. No, not of course. Maybe you don't know, but I got an aggressive form of acute leukemia. So from 1 minute on to the other, like literally, I had 5 minutes to leave the house. Really bad stuff happened and I got really, really, really sick. I stayed in the hospital for months. And actually this is like 2 days after I had to go to the hospital directly. This is the birthday cake for Noah. Oh, I get chills with it now. It was her 5th birthday and this was the first day that I got the chemo. So that is like something like you will never forget that, right? That was really bad. So I was not there. I just left the house in panic and then I never came back for 3 months. And well, I have some videos from home. I have been too much in the hospital, but sometimes, of course, I could come home. And the thing is why I share it is like life goes on. It does not matter if you lose your hair, if you have this treatment, you know, the children are still there and your life is there and your husband is there and your home is there. And like in the right above, and this is how we communicate. Actually, it looks a bit like now, like then that was not quite new, you know, we did that through Skype. So I was like eating breakfast with them, like me in the hospital and they were there. So this is a little bit like being in hospital now, I think, because yesterday I spoke to no, who was that? No, there was someone from this group, and who her mother is in the hospital right now with acute leukemia. Figure that, and she can't go to the hospital to visit her, which is like really, really sad. But life went on with these little kids, and I share this because you know you cannot always control what goes on outside, but you can always control what goes inside. And that is a really, really big message from this story. It's not the most important one, but it is a really important one. Like if I could do whatever I did then you know we can do everything in all circumstances. Like this was like I did not put the bad pictures here. This was horrific and bad and too much. And still we did stuff like this, you know, like you see, I looked like shit because I got all that terrible medicine inside myself and prednisone and too much and everything. But look at me, you know, with the, I find it funny that it's actually a video. I did not do that on purpose, but I put my best, like that is my wedding chain. Do you see? And it could almost not be closed because I was so thick because of the medicines. But we always managed to make something out of it. And I think that's really important, that we have so much power inside ourselves. And maybe you ask, like, why this story? Why do I share this with you? Like in these huge crises, I had my awakened moments. And this is really, really important to share. And it was also like I needed years to really pinpoint this moment as the most important one. And it will, well, you will understand why it is so important. because everything has been changed by that moment. It was my rock bottom. We call it like that, like a breakthrough. Aha. Was that in the time of the when I had like so much chemo in my body. I had no hair left. I could not wear my clothes or any clothes. The window was not allowed to be opened. Doors needed to be closed. I could not breathe air. I was like literally bonded in my bed because of too many infus. I have no clue. Like, you know, the cord where they give the chemo and all the other stuff. It was like stripped away from everything. And it was in that moment that I found that there was the biggest strength. Like, what happened is that I start sharing my honest story. So I need to see if I have no. What happened is that I remember this moment. I was just being there, left alone with these nurses and doctors who did not even want to communicate with me. And I felt so, I just had that realization, like, here is nothing to hide behind. Here's no feel, here's no mask, here's literally no clothes, no hair, no nothing, like no image, no makeup, no nothing. What normally says, look at me, this is me, you know, there was nothing left. And it was in this time that I discovered that people actually, well, actually, I did not discover, they shared that with me. So I need to go back. Like, what I decided to do is show up every day. I made pictures of myself every day, and that was not pretty every day, I can promise that. And I shared my story. So I opened up a Facebook group, and we can call that a community now, like a closed Facebook group. And this is just where it started practical. Like, I don't want to share how I am doing today to 200 people in one day and tomorrow again. So I created this spot, and I shared like every day my picture and like my emotions, like what's happening, what's on stake. Like, there were days that, okay, will I survive or not? Does this work, this treatment, or not? Like, there were big moments. And also I really shared like the honest shit, you know, like I just described how my inner world was, and what kind of fears it was, and like how it was like so honest and so non-concealing actually, that well, and the thing is, I just did that because that felt like totally me. So after all this life where I was looking for like, where's my path, this felt really, really easy and true to me. That is really funny, right? And people were coming in, like there was so much commitment and so much engagement and so much love and so much. They really appreciated what I was doing, and I was thinking, well, what the hell am I doing? I'm just sharing what I feel and how I look and what I'm going through. And then there caught like I caught massive reactions, like, oh my God, you are so strong, you are so this, you are so this. So first of all, I did not want to hear that. And then in a while, there was this moment that I realized, wow, this is beautiful. So my whole life, I had been looked for, you know, to be someone, to make something out of it, to build a community, because I was really trying that. And now I did not want to do anything. I was just me, and the community happened like big time. And that was really a strong insight. So this is the wall. Like, I was there in the hospital, like some people had only one card. I had so many cards because this whole community was like carrying me through that, actually. So the big lesson, and I need to go on because I have lots to share, and this will come back, this lesson. Just remember this one. Stuff happened when there was nothing left other than my raw, true essence. That was what made me attractive. That was what created my first community of hundreds of followers. So this lesson will come back, and I hope you really take this in. Like, stuff happened when there was nothing left other than my raw true essence. That was what made me attractive. Keep that in mind. It was not about a big impressive attempt to stand out and create impact. It was not a plan made up in my mind. Really important. It just was. So if I summarize this, the lesson is, the insight aha is, your strength and impact lies within being and sharing your true, authentic self. So back to the story to continue. Like, I do it quick now. I recovered, like I spent 3 years of recovering, getting ill again, and then recovering, etc. And then I start living again. I went back to my now changed business. Like, it wasn't, like, I was not the same anymore, but also my business was not the same anymore, of course. And I started creating my heart journal. It just started for having fun, and I actually learned about art journaling, like without HE. And then then I made it my own. Actually, I just had no plan again. I just did, and I had fun with it, and I enjoyed it really much. And since I noticed that it opened my heart and my inner world, because that was what happened with all this watercolor and pen, and it was really a wonderful process. And I had quite my own signature. I noticed that because if you're doing a whole book, then you will see, wow, I have some kind of signature. Well, then I start calling it Heart Journal. And then, oh yeah, I will share you a few for people who don't know. Like, these are all examples of my Heart Journal. Like, now I have piles of Heart Journals. Yes. And then I started sharing my photos, or like photos of my heart journal. For example, this one in the right is, I followed a course with an English group, and then I just summarized what I learned in this heart journal. I could have done that, for example, if I was an attendee on this week. I probably would have journaled that. And then I shared the picture, and people loved it. They were saying, "Oh, I love your art." And I was thinking, art, me? So, and then I shared it in Holland, and then also people got really amazed. And then I heard two things, and that really made me wonder, like, almost everyone said this, like, first of all, wow, that is really amazing. I wish I could have, that I could do that. And the other one was like, you are creative, I am not. And I got so irritated after a while, like, why the hell? This is not okay, you know. People, I know you are all creative, like, we are all creative, and it's not difficult. It's just something in your head, right? You're just blocked, and you're thinking this, and you're making me like a big arty, I don't know. And then you need to own it yourself, you know. So I knew that was not true. Everyone is creative, and everyone should experience this joyful and deep practice. So I listened to my inner calling. There was an inner calling. Listen good. This is a point. And I accepted how I was wired. Remember that I shared earlier in the week, like, know how you're wired and embrace that, you know, fully accept. And that is so powerful. So after I really owned that, I started the Heart Journal movement in the Netherlands. And that was a big hit, actually. So I worked with many, many people, and it was so joyful. It was so easy. It was so, yeah, that was really wonderful. And again, here it is again, like, stuff happens when I honored my joyful small thing. Like, I really remember saying, like, yeah, but I am so much more than this. I cannot go out there and say I do a challenge about heart journaling, because that's only like any tiny detail in all that I can share with the people. And then at the moment that I decided that is good enough, you know, just call them in with a small thing that you are really joyful about, and people like it, obviously. So I called them in, and after that, oh, that worked. So AKA not a big, impressive, huge initiative made up with my head alone. Like if I would have made up this with my head, I would not have been connected to it with my heart, with my soul, with my calling. So then it probably would not have been such a success. I am sure about that. So, oh yeah, back to back to life. But it's important though, especially what's beneath. Like I divorced to follow my own path after all of this. I moved from the Netherlands to Ibiza to follow my path. I went global with my business because I was called to do so. Became the expert in authentic leadership because I was called to do that. So here I am speaking to you after this whole journey. I'm speaking to you. And I shared it before. I truly believe there is no coincidence that you are here right now in this week, in this moment, that it happened on Sunday. I truly believe that. And I really feel like you need to realign, reconnect, and refocus. Not only we notice this, like for I think all of you, because otherwise I wouldn't have show up in this challenge, in this free training series. I think this is the case for all of you. Like, and I think besides that, in sometimes we all need to do this. But I especially feel like you showed up in this training series. There was something was calling you, like like consciously or unconsciously, you have been called to do that, to connect to that. And especially in these times of crisis, we really all need to realign, reconnect, and refocus. These are so important words. And what I really wish for you is that you unlock yourself to really go out there and fully embrace who you are and co-be your beautiful self and have impact with that. Just be yourself. And it's crisis. And do you remember that I said a crisis is an uninvited opportunity to grow? Meaning you have a choice here. And exactly like I shared that in this process of being in the hospital, I knew I cannot do anything about the fact that I am in a hospital, but I can do anything about how I deal with that. And this is exactly the same. Like we cannot do anything about the fact that it's crisis. It is. But we have all the choice in the world, like how we react on it and how we deal with it. And I strongly want to say, or I even want to scream it, like we really need authenticity in the world. We do need that also, like for a while already, but especially right now, we do need authenticity. People crave for authenticity. And myself, I help women entrepreneurs year round to find their and follow their own path. And like that's true authenticity and to step up as a real leader. But this happened to be the crisis. Remember, I start on Monday with this, like, what does it mean that we do this, a training series, and now this masterclass, right, during the crisis? What does that mean? I would say that means we need to step up even more, not by working harder, not by adding more to our list, not by but by unblocking what held you back. Like you need to be present. You need to be unblocked, free, and like fully present. So you can be present and visible and serving with your gifts. And that these gifts are obviously not the things you make up with your mind, but these are in your heart, in your soul, in your everything, like in your calling. We need to think what's really needed now and after the crisis. And I think that's really important. Like I can share like for a half hour about this because I thought a lot about it. I won't because of the time. The thing is, first of all, you need to be ready. Like people ask me, like, and I was also sharing about that, like in front of the training series, why the hell should you attend a training series about yourself, about becoming more of yourself, in these strange times? And my answer is you because of that you should do it alone, you know. So this is not the time to say we don't know, or we don't do anything, because we just wait and we see until everything is back to normal. Because I truly believe back to normal will be not normal. There will not be a normal anymore after this. We can't even figure out whatever this is, you know, and things will not be the same. um, there might be like a financial crisis again. That is really logical, actually, if you think about it. Like that, I was speaking like my parents are selling their home. Like, oh my God, you really need to be quick, because it's logical that will cut down, you know, the house market. So there will be like many big um, changes coming up. And also we have to deal with all the energies that are in there, and all our emotions. People will be out of work. People will, you know, there will be so many changes. And what we can do is like three things I want to say about that. I want you to know that you need to be ready. And meaning like you need to already get unblocked, prepared, aligned, connected to yourself. Remember the three-part roadmap. Like, you start with yourself. And this is what you can do already now. If you do that, if it's needed, it's actually a little bit late, right? To be honest. So, because if stuff is happening again and moving, sorry, my eye again. We need you to be creative, flexible, open, present. Like everything what I just said, you need to be unblocked, open, not distracted by any self-criticism, self-sabotage, all that stuff. We spoke a lot about that. I need to do something about my eye, because this won't last. One second. I have a big heater in front of me, and now I'm going to do some water in my eye. I still have that. So that looks funny, I think. Yeah, sorry. So I will cry. No. Okay, so I think that is clear. You need to be ready, and you can be ready because you know that in front. And you know, being ready makes you really flexible. If you got that stuff, you know, that inner peace, that inner freedom, the inner compass, if you have that, your abilities will be so much bigger and so more flexible and creative. The other one is that you have a business. Maybe you are just changing your business, like a few of you I know, you change from offline to online. Some of you are like changing the business at all. But you need to lead your people. You know, stuff is happening, there will be changes, and then you don't need to only be there for yourself. But if you are, for example, a coach, you need to be there for them, you know, for your clients. If you work with people, you need to be there for your team. If you work with employees, it's the same. Like, in your business, you are working with people and you need to be there. And like, maybe you are an online entrepreneur like me, then you have maybe a list of followers, you have a social media following. That might be possible. You need to be there for them. You cannot then just realize like, oh wow, stuff is happening. And well, of course you can, right? But we are talking leadership here. So then you need to be in front of the pack. You need to first be present yourself, then be ready to hold space for them. And in order to hold space for someone else, you really need to work on yourself first. Then you can hold space for them. And then the third thing I really want to share is like, we online entrepreneurs must keep the economy running. And like 1 week ago, I found that such a strange sentence, and I have thought a lot about it, and it is so true. Like all the people with offline businesses, like working in shops and everything, the the flow of money is going out of it. And if we all stop selling to people, if we stop doing business, if we do not buy anymore, then it will be really bad with this economy. So I highly recommend to do the opposite, to really make a fiesta out of your business and to fully step in and to embody that you can sell, and that will have even a good reason, besides that you want to work with people. But there's like another responsibility right now, and I can really feel that. Like, of course I have thought, for example, like, is it possible? Should I sell anything at all? Should I give everything away? Like, people are doing that all the time, and like these 2 weeks. But the thing is, I don't think I will help anyone, because, for example, if you give me money for my program, I will give my neighbor money for the products that I buy for him, and he can buy something else. And like, this will keep the economy ready. If you sell your service to people, you get money, you get to share that money. So this is like a game, right? Like, we need to keep that moving. And maybe that sounds really big, but actually, I think it really is. Like, we online entrepreneurs have an opportunity to really mean something in this bigger picture. So you can only enter your next level, like whatever it is, your success, trust, freedom, of impact, if you are ready. We have talked about that. So, of course, let's make sure you are ready. And that means always, when you are with me, it starts where? With you. So we go back to the core. I repeat the big aha that I had in the hospital. Your strength and impact lies within being and sharing your true, authentic self. I don't know, maybe you want to write this one down. Your strength and impact lies within being and sharing your true, authentic self. So, what does this mean for you? You want to know, I imagine. Like, I repeat, we all have our own true path. So it's super important for you to find that path and to live in your, to find that path in your life and in your business, because this will lead to inner power and real impact in your business. And since you have followed the training week, you know why this is connected to each other. The costs, we always need to look at the cost, right? If we are almost doing brave things, then we also need to look at the cost. Like, what does it cost us if we don't do it? We have looked to what elements lead to authenticity in day one, and to which elements we also have looked to the elements that will block your authenticity. And for that, we also looked to the costs of that, if you don't have that in place, for the quality of your life, and also for the impact you will ever have with your business. And to remind you a bit, this is from day one, the costs of not sharing, of not starting inside, so not start with it being aligned with your true self and come from the inside out, is stress and overwhelm. Trying so hard, work hard and don't really enjoy it, lacking clarity, reaching little people or the wrong people showing up, feel like a prisoner of how the outside world react on you, feel fatigue, headache, sleeplessness, worrying, difficult to make, then it's really difficult to make a big decision, lack of purpose, lack of energy, lack of happiness, and not unimportant, lack of income. So in one way or the other, I know you recognize a few of those, maybe all, maybe some. And of course, this is not good for your happiness and for your, quality of life, and at least not for the impact you will have with your business, because this is like the hamster wheel. And we are not here on earth to live the hamster wheel, I believe. I think we are really meant to feel joy in what we do. So this, I really hope you can take this to heart, because this will make such a big difference in your life and in your work. And before I share with you how you can flip the script and get great results in life and business, let's go to the workbook. So this is where you get up now. I'm trying to find you again. Yeah. Let's look where you're, yes. So we are connecting the dots. And like I said, it is about creating your unique roadmap to authentic leadership in your business. And I promised you when you signed up to give you the opportunity to make a memorable visual. And it is the one at the left. I hope you already have it. And if not, I'm going to share it. Last week was kind of a roller coaster. I can admit that fully. I know I pulled you through many, many things, like the good, bad, and ugly. And it is some week like that is like some kind of a pressure cook and a pressure cooker, and we do that on purpose. On purpose. To shake things up and to feel the desires and the fears to really reach them. Like if you do just a little bit simple, then you find something, but then you don't go directly to the deep stuff. And of course, I wanted to catch you there, because I think there is your gold hidden somewhere. And I truly believe you are here in this moment for a reason. And my guess is that's there. How I was already talking about, there's cold inside you that needs to see the light. Like you are maybe already doing stuff, but I have this strong feeling that, and knowing actually, that you are here for a reason, that you feel like there's more and it should come out, because then I would be like really happy and really, yeah, with impact in my business, meaningful, and with meaning, with purpose. Um, uh, yeah, take a look at your roadmap for real leadership in your business. So now I'm not talking about my roadmap, like my methods, but I'm talking about the one you are having right in front of you. And do this, please. Like, see what it means to you. What would be possible if you'd unblock yourself and kept things in place to own your own magnetism? Like, what would that mean to you? What would that mean to you? How would you your blossom? No, sorry. I get tired. You hear that, right? So, what would that mean to you, and how would your business blossom from that? How much more opportunities and right people would come to you onto your path, and how much more revenue and abundance would that bring to your business? That is also like not unimportant, right? So by now you know that you are not that apart from your business. So all the time when we speak about business, I speak also about you. You need you to be ready in order to succeed in your business. But your business will have major effect on your personal and family life, of course. So these two are bind together, in my opinion. So how would your personal life and your family life benefit from showing up in your business and finally making real impact? That's a good question, right? Like, what would happen then? I think something like this, like bye stress, overwhelmed by hamster wheel, by to unclarity and doubts, by to fear that there would not be income. Hello, natural flow, clarity, purpose, impact. and not at least it's not there, but like to just have the really good feeling that you are truly being yourself, and that is enough, and not even enough, that is actually the big secret, that everything will go on a roll. Let's get real. This is not something like everything you just wrote down that you really truly feel, what you still need to work on. Like, I just assume, I did not ask you now, but I just assume since you are here that you have stuff to work on. Like, you did not have everything yet as you wished it. Like, I think otherwise you would not have been here for the full week with me. Um, Yes. So this is not something you do on your own. I could not have been here where I am right now if I would not have had help from other coaches, from mentors, from teachers. Like, this is just, I can be boldly honest about it. This is not something you do alone, because we all need guidance to break our old habits. That's really a tough one. And also to see our blind spots. And we can think we will figure it out, but honestly, you cannot see yourself there. And then please look at your sheets and look where you put percentages in. Like in the last question, right? Like, I am Leontine and I am, for example, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100%, whatever you gave it, committed to grow into my real leadership, like freeing myself, get an inner compass, and start finding that natural flow, right? This is what we want. So take a look at that percentage, and how much did you write there? Like, how much are you putting into it? And how much are you committed to your own process of growth and success? And I would say, like, actually, I'm really curious. Can you write in the chat? I'm really curious about this. Appointment with your bed. Yes, I have that too. I'm really looking forward. But keep here, stay here, Marcella. So, what is your percentage? Do you want to share that, please, in the chat? I would love to know that. Yes, 100%, Bianca. My upper limit is telling me 90, but true self is telling me 100%. Good, Marcella. Iris, 100%. Wow, great. Great. Who's there anymore? Like Ilse, maybe? Who's there? I can't see your screen, so I'm still reading on it. No, I want an answer. No, no, just do it for the exercise. You can change it tomorrow, but just put something in it. This is not something you have to sleep at night. Like, is it like around 70? Is it around 50? Is it like 10? Ilse says 90%. Nita, 80%. Okay, super. Ellen says 80%. So back to my sheets then. Like, I was just curious what you would put in there. Like, I would say if you wrote over 50%, so which you all did, you should definitely pay attention to the end of the masterclass, because that means something if you did that. Like, question, what do you need to bring that visual to life, right? So this visual, I mean the thing you have in front of you with the blue stuff in the upper corner. Like, this actually is like after 1 week quick pressure cook what you came up with, right? That is actually pretty awesome that you did that. And then I'm asking you, how important is it for you to change it, not for the sake of changing, but for the sake of coming home to who you really are, and for the sake of really having a really joyful, fulfilling life, and actually in your business having that impact and that success? How much is that worth? How much do you want to commit to that? So if you say like you said, like it's 80, 90, 100, 190, that is really awesome, right? So that means you are really committed. Um, because this is what I can and want to help you with. Yes, of course. I don't know why this sentence is here, but yes, of course I want to help you with this. Sure, because if you were already on 80, 80, 90, 100%, then you would not have filled in this sheet, I am sure. So that means to me like, sorry, I lost it somewhere. No, I just want to finish my sentence. Like, that really means something to me, that you are so willing and so showing up and honestly saying, I'm committed. And that means there's something that you're really desiring, like you're really wanting. And again, it's a joy to have that real leadership in life and work. Really. And yesterday, today I'm a bit tired. You can hear that, I think. But you remembered, like yesterday, when I shared about that big win, that really I called that opportunity, and that it was such a joyful encounter and such a good engagement. You saw me radiate, right? So that is a joy to have that stuff in your life. And mostly, and not only is a joy, because first of all, I find that really important for you, but also since we are in these times, we really need you to rise up and to lead the example, right? We really need women, especially, to stand up, rise, cut the crap, stop the self-sabotage, stop the old habits, stop the being shy, stop the who's waiting for me, the imposter syndrome, stop it all, put it aside, because this is an ego, it's an old story, we don't need it, we just need to unwrap it, and then we can fully rise. And I feel so fueled up if I say that. You can hear that, right? So that is really that we need you, the world, like we, the world, we all need you to really fully step into it. And I'm passionate about that. You can hear that. So the question for you that I have is, are you sick of working hard without the impact that you crave? Imagine you were a human magnet who attracted the right people and opportunities from a place of ease and alignment. And yes, I know you don't feel like that yet. That is true, right? Because otherwise you would not have put all these things in the sheet. But I truly believe you are here for a reason. You can unlock your inner freedom, activate your authentic leadership, and become a magnet for the right people and opportunities, so you can start having real impact with the work you love to do the most. You can do that. I'm so fully sure you can do that. I know that seems too good to be true. I need to say that it seems too good to be true. I know that. I thought about that like that for a long time. When you're not yet there or not really fully there, then it seems too good to be true. And I know that you feel this deep desire, but you just don't know where to start. And I know you might start full fire to finish create this, and then you get lost in the process. I know that happens, and I know some of you will think that like, yeah, now I'm really fueled up and I know I want this and I can go for it, but yeah, I also know myself, and then then I lose it a bit, and then I just will fail. So I need to say, like, that failure energy, I know that really well in my life. I have dealt with it like for years, and actually now it's gone, and that is really a beautiful thing, because, well, it just is a beautiful thing. But I just want to share that I fully understand this feeling, and yes, I fully understand this. And also, I know this has nothing to do with you being capable enough or not. And this is important that you hear that if you are the one thinking this. Like, if you, have this feeling like, I will fail in it, and I don't know how to do it all. And this has nothing to do with like either you're capable or not, because we are all capable. This just is a process that you simply cannot do alone. So this is why it did not happen for you, maybe. Like maybe the chances are big. So the thing is not that you are not good enough to finish it, or that you are not deep enough to deepen it, and you are not smart enough to get to know the structure. Or that is so important that you hear that, like, this is just because you cannot do this alone, and you need people around you who know about this stuff and who can hold space for you and to help you go through that process, like people did with me. You need them. So I for sure could not, and it took me a while to figure that out. Yes, I tried that on my own for many years, honestly. And this is exactly why I created the roadmap, like really a roadmap, like from A to B to C, to show you how exactly to go there, like to really move into that place, to hold space along and help you from step to step to step, and to have all the ingredients in place in the first step and then go to the second one, and so forth. How to move from being overwhelmed, not really feeling your purpose, working hard without having real impact, to a place where you experience your inner freedom, activate your authentic leadership, and you become that magnet, like we spoke about it a lot, for the right people and the right opportunities, so you can start having real impact in your business and with your business. So do you remember? So the R is gone. Do you remember this one? Like my Real Leader Roadmap, like with step 1, 2, and 3. Well, it had a little update. I did a makeover. So it looks like this. So phase 1 is all about space, creating space. Wow, this is strange. I hope that you don't see this. Oh my God, what's happening? You see this? Oh my freaking shit. This is all the evening. No, the email is getting in front of, like, not normal. Wow. Okay, so the Real Leader Roadmap. Phase 1 is all about creating space. Means opening up to your true nature. Like, this is having a break, taking time to breathe, come back to who you truly are. So you open up to your true nature. You make room for you, right? Not your to-do list, but you make room for you. Who of us really makes the time in the room and the space to connect to you? Reconnect to who you truly are. Open your heart, really important. Open up to possibilities, strip down all the layers which are holding you back, and hide your authentic being. So this, of course, is a very important first step. And we did some stuff this week from this phase. Like, we looked at the blocks that were holding us back, the old beliefs, the old stories, but we just scratched the surface, right? So you are good to go to make your new step, your next step, but we just touched it. And I did not look with you to your personal situation, your personal story, like how do you act, how do you react. So in this phase, we go deep into this. Like, the second one is about your inner compass. This is like connect and vision and embody your vision, right? I talked about that. Don't say you are an expert in big leadership or in real leadership, but be the real leader, become it. Like, feel her in your body, feel her in your soul. Like, you need to own it and vision it, and embody it. And also here, you connect to your true path, like in je eigen spoor in Dutch. This is where you really connect to that. You get a full, sure sense of, this is me on my path. This is me off my path. This is me on my path. It feels like this. It sounds like this. It smells like this. Whatever. And then from there, you ask yourself, like, what seems right to you? make bold choices with ease and joy, you can make that because you have that inner compass and you know your path. You know when it's off and you know when it's on. So you can make bold choices without being really stressed about it, because you feel that calmness, because you have the foundation in place. You ask yourself, like, what do you choose to follow and to focus on? What do you take a stand for, and how will you rise? Like, if you spend your time and energy on something, why? What is the big why behind it, and how will you spend it, and what do you choose, right? Phase 3 is more into the outer world. So then you have the inner foundation in place in the first phase. Then you are in the second phase, you are looking from that foundation, you open up to that path and you really choose what to stand for and you make bold choices, and then you go out in the world in phase 3 and you create your natural flow. So you leap into your next level, you take inspired action, you lead your life. Actually, you're not just doing something, you lead your life. You stay true to your path and your choices. You interact from a place of inner knowing and full connection, and you show up as the real leader you are. So by the time phase 3 is finished, you have a sense of how that feels like. If I show up as the real leader I am, then it feels like this. And this is what's happening then. And of course, when you go out in the world in phase 3, stuff happens, because life is like, people will react on you. So we take that all in account and we deal with that. And this is also why you need to have like people surrounding you, keeping you to your path and your plan. Also, when other people really don't like what you're doing, like in many cases, people feel that the people around them really don't appreciate them having, like, if they grow into a new person, people think, like, then they can say, like, I liked you better when you were the old one. And of course that is really painful, and it's also really not true, because you actually did not become someone else, you became more you. But people will not really understand all the time, so we also need to deal with that. And because this works so well, this 3-phase methods, and it works well, by the way, because it's simple and all inclusive in the same time. So it's really simple. You can keep it in mind. You can really visualize it if you're going through it, and it's really all inclusive. So it takes all the parts that are needed. And because of that, this roadmap became the foundation of the Real Leader Accelerator Program, which I will share a bit about. So that program will be built on these 3 steps. Well, this is Marloes. She says, like, look no further, work with Leontine. And this is really about, like, in each next level of growth, you find new layers in your limiting beliefs and patterns you thought you had already overcome. So this is like these words are from a really successful, visible woman. And we all know, like, if we grow into our leadership, we still have stuff happen. The thing is, then you will get over it quicker and you know how to deal with it. And for example, she shares, like, every level has a new devil. You simply cannot take your next big leap without doing major next level inner work. When you feel you need a top coach to guide you in breakthrough, in breaking through these barriers, so you can allow massive growth, look no further. So that these are really kind words of Marloes, and she shares actually exactly that we are all human beings and we all need someone, walking with us, holding space for the other one to grow. I would love to share with you about the program, the Real Leader Accelerator Program. It is an amazing program, and I would love for you, if all of this resonates with you, to go now directly to leontineboxem.com/join, and you will find, like, all details. Who is it for? What is the program all about? What results to expect? When does it start? All your questions, like, what if, Just go there, take a good look, and if you have still questions, just send me a message and I will be in contact with you. And if you feel this is really for you, be quick, because I have beautiful fast action bonus and also even more bonuses. Just go there and take a look, and be in contact with me. And you can use the button on the website and we will have a beautiful meeting. See you there. Thank you for everything this week. I highly appreciate you being here, showing up, listening, watching, doing your inner work. I highly, highly appreciate that. So thank you so much, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.